When adding decimals, it is important to first start with the bigger number on top. So, negative 12.9 minus negative 5.62. As you can see, I'm adding 0, so I'll make it easier to subtract. First off, you cannot subtract 0 minus 2. So you will need to borrow from the 8. So it is 10 minus 2, which equals 8. 8 minus 6 equals 2. You cannot subtract 2 minus 5, so you need to borrow from the 1, which will make it a 0, and make the 2 a 12. So that it will say 12 minus 5 is 7. Always remember to drop the decimal point down. My final answer is negative 7.28. When subtracting decimals, you always want to start with the bigger number on top. So 15.39 minus 2.6. To make the subtracting easier, I will add zeros. So 9 minus 0 is 9. You cannot subtract 3 minus 6, so you need to borrow from the 5, which will make it a 4. And add a 1 to the 3 to make it 13. So 13 minus 6 equals 7. 4 minus 2 equals 2. And 1 minus 0 equals 1. My final answer is 12.79. When multiplying decimals, you first want to write out the problem. So 4.02 times 0.7. So on 4.02 there are 2 decimals, and so on 0.7 there are 1. So you're going to have to move the decimal places 3 times. So let's begin with the problem. 2 times 7 is 14, 0 times 7 is 0, plus 1 is 1, and 4 times 7 is 28. And so you're going to move the decimal places 1, 2, 3. So your answer will be 2.814. But when dividing with decimals, you must first get rid of the decimals. And move the decimal up. So 0.2 times 5 is 10, leaving us with 6. So 0.2 times 3 is 6. Your answer is 53. When solving equations like these, we're going to first want to write out the problem. W minus 5.8 equals 1.2. So you're first going to want to add 5.8 on both sides of the problem. So 2 plus 8 is 10, another 1. 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 1 is 7. And we bring a decimal place down. So your answer would be 7. When solving these kinds of equations, the first thing you want to do is subtract 3.91 on both sides. And so 28 minus 3.8. So you have to borrow a little bit. And so 10 minus 1 is 9, 9 minus 9 is 0, and bring that in decimal. 7 minus 3 is 4, and 2 minus 0 is 2. So K equals 24.09. To solve this equation, you are first going to want to divide on both sides, so 1.2 and 1.2. And so now you're going to want to divide 1.2 into negative 1.44. Yeah, you're going to have to move the decimal once, so, and remember to bring the decimal up. 12 times 1 is 12, and 4 minus 2 is 2. Bring down the 4, and so 12 times 2 is 24. Your answer will be y equals 1.2. To solve this type of equation, you're going to want to multiply 8.2 on both sides. And now you're going to want to multiply 8.2 times negative 0.6. 2 times 6 is 12. 8 times 6 is 48, plus 1 is 49. Now, there is one decimal place in 8.2 and 1 in 0.6. So you will have 2 decimal places, which means you will have to move the decimal place 2 times. So 1, 2. And so n is 4.92. When adding fractions, the first step is important to put 6 plus 3 over 15. So 6 plus 3 is 9. So you get 9 over 15. But you need to simplify. So divide by 3 on both sides. So you would get 3/5 as your final answer. When solving this kind of fraction, I'll be using method 2. So I will have to do 21 over 24 times 2, which 21 times 2 is 40. 24 times 2 is 48. I will get 42 48ths, and so I will now have to do 1/2 times 24. You will get 24 for 48. So now you will need to do 42 over 48 minus 24 over 48. 42 minus 24 is 18. So you will have 18 over 48, and you can reduce this. So I'll start by 2, which is 9/24. So, when doing these kinds of fractions, you're going to want to rewrite the problem as 1/4 times negative 2/3. And so, we can cross cancel negative 2 and 4. So negative 2 will be negative 1, and 4 will be 2. So 1 times negative 1 is 1. And 2 times 3 is 6. So your final answer will be 1/6. When dividing fractions, like these, you are going to bring down the first fraction and switch the second fraction. So 6/7 will turn into 7/6, and so you can cross cancel 3 and 6. So 3 goes to 1 and 3 goes to 2, and your answer will be 7/8. When doing this problem, you're going to start with subtracting 1/6 from both sides. We're going to want to cross out both of the 1/6s. So 6 minus 1/6 equals 4/6. You are not done yet, because you can reduce 4/6 to 2/3. When subtracting decimals, when subtracting fractions, you're going to want to add 1/5 on both sides. So you are going to want to bring down the n, and so 3/5 plus 1/5 is 4/5. When solving equations like these, you are going to want to multiply on both sides with the reciprocal. So you would want to divide by 5 on both sides. And so you're going to want to do 4 times 5, which will give you 20. When solving equations like these, you're going to start by multiplying on both sides the reciprocal. So you're going to want to multiply 1/6 on both sides. And so now you will multiply 1/2 times 1/6, and you will get 1/12.